All right. So just getting started in child's pose, just let yourself soften a little bit here. Starting to breathe a little bit deeper. And then reach your hands a little bit further forward, so focusing on a stretch, a nice big stretch forwards. And tent your fingers and lift the wrists and see if you can push the chest down towards the floor a little bit more, even as you reach forwards. And then walk both hands over to the right. We rearrange the plants here. I like it.
Temporary. You can't escape the room now.
And then go ahead and take it over to the left. So bringing the right hip back as you reach longer through the right fingertips. And then come back to center and come into a tabletop. And here's where you want to hit play if you're listening to a playlist along with me. And then you'll crawl your hands forwards right into a puppy pose. So keeping your knees or your hips over your knees, just melt your chest down towards the floor. And then keeping your forearms down, slide your hips forwards into a Sphinx pose. So it's a little bit of a back bend here. Push your forearms into the floor, lift your chest, and then reach the heart forwards. See if you can lengthen the tailbone back, taking halfway your elbows forward. Take a breath in, and a breath out. Lift the right elbow up. Move these blocks. Slide the left arm underneath and come onto the left shoulder. So it's like threaded needle. And then wiggle the left fingertips a little bit further away. You might reach your right hand forwards. And I want you to find a stretch in the back of the left shoulder into the left delt. So you might need to push your body weight down a little bit more. And I like to lean to the right a little bit. And then I start to find that stretch sensation in the left shoulder. And then bend your right knee, pull the right knee up in line with the right hip, like a half frog shape. And then reach the right arm up towards the ceiling. And let it land. Shit in the way here. Let it land on the floor behind you. So you're basically opening up into a twist. If you don't have the space, you can always keep the right elbow bent halfway. Just let the right shoulder soften on the floor. And then come all the way onto your back. All the way onto your back. Hug your right knee into your chest. And then straighten the right leg up towards the ceiling and interlace your hands behind the right leg. So we're getting a little hamstring stretch here. Try not to pull too hard. It's really just the weight of your arms that are opening up the back of your right leg, but do flex the right foot. So point the right toes towards your nose. And the more that you do that, the more you'll feel opening in the back of the right leg. And then bend the right knee, pull the knee in, half happy baby. Reach the right hand inside the right knee, wrap it over the right foot. And then bend the right knee, try to bring it towards the right shoulder. If this is a lot for you, you can step the left foot down. And then release it, hug the right knee, and we're coming back into the twist. So right knee over to the left, right arm opens. Keep your right knee bent as you bring your right forearm back down to the floor. So we're coming back to Sphinx pose. Right forearm down, left arm threads out. You'll straighten the left leg back, pushing into your hands, reaching the chest forwards. And then straighten the right leg back, tuck the toes, lift the knees, lift the hips, forearm plank. Lift the right leg, take an inhale. Exhale, right knee, right tricep. Send it back, inhale. Exhale again, right knee, right tricep. Keep looking forwards, one more inhale. Exhale, tap the right tricep. Send the right leg back, spin your heels to the left, forearm plank. Reach the right arm up. And don't sag into the right shoulder, so push the ground away with your left hand. Lift the left hips up a little bit higher, like you're trying to lift up and away from the floor. Listen carefully. Take your right palm down, right hand down. Spin onto your toes, left hand down, you're in a high plank. And then tap your knees down, child's pose, hips go back. Walk your hands to the right side, child's pose. Reach to the left fingertips. And then come back to center and take them to the left. Come back to center, come to tabletop. And then puppy pose, walk your hands forwards, melt your chest. Look forward, slide forwards into a sphinx pose, straightening your legs back, keeping the elbows just ahead of the shoulders. And then pop up the left elbow, slide the right arm underneath for that threaded needle. We'll be here for a couple breaths, so try to find a stretch along the outside of the right shoulder. Sometimes I need to lean my body to the left a little bit to find that. And then bend the left knee, hike it up in line with the left hip for a half frog. Sweep the left arm up, all the way to the floor behind you. Open yourself up into a twist. Sorry. Just get after it. Oh, that was your butt. Yep, that's fine. And then come all the way onto your back, hug your left knee into your chest. And then straighten the left leg up to the ceiling, interlace your hands behind the left leg, gentle hamstring stretch, flex the left toes towards your nose, toes to nose, lengthening the back of the left leg. And then bend the left knee, wrap the left hand inside the left knee, find half happy baby. Think of opening the left knee out to the left a little bit more, down towards the floor and up towards the left shoulder. You might also feel it in the right hip here. And then release it, bring the left knee back to center, cross it over the body, twist. Keep the left knee bent, bring your left forearm down, slide the right arm out from underneath. You're back in your sphinx pose, but with that half frog shape, so we're getting a little bit into the left hip here. And then straighten the left leg back, tuck the toes, forearm plank. Push into your forearms as you lift the hips. Almost imagine that you could pull the mat apart between your forearms, so you're separating the shoulder blades and really expanding the upper back. And then lift the left leg, tap left knee outside left tricep. Send it back, try to look forwards, left knee, left tricep. One more, send it back, breath in. On your exhale, left tricep. Send it back and then come onto your right forearm, left arm reaches up, side forearm plank. And again, try to push the ground away, almost like you're trying to shorten the space between your right elbow and your right foot. So you're really, these right obliques are on pretty tight. And then left hand down, right hand down, high plank to child's pose. Hips go back. Crawl your hands to the left. And then take it through center and to the right. So we're gonna move through that again on each side. Come back to center, tabletop. Right into puppy pose, crawl your hands forwards, melt the chest. Slide your hips forward, sphinx pose. Set it up so your forearms are parallel. And then lift the right elbow, slide the left arm underneath, come to rest on that left shoulder. Bend the right knee, hike it up in line with the right hip. Peel the right arm up and open, come into your twist. And then come all the way onto your back, hug the right knee in. Take the hamstring stretch for a moment, straighten the right leg, hands interlace behind the right leg, flex the toes, toes to nose. And then half happy baby, reach inside the right foot. This time, step your left foot down and then turn it into a full happy baby. So do the same thing on the left side. And then release it, hug both knees in. You're gonna get a little momentum as you rock up and down, coming right up into a boat pose. So balancing on the hips, legs forwards, they can be straight or bent, up to you. On your inhale, you'll lower, hover the legs, hover the chest. On your exhale, as you lift, split the knees open. So we'll call this butterfly legs. Inhale to extend. 4 more, exhale, lift. Inhale. Exhale, use your belly to lift. 2 more, inhale. Exhale. Again, inhaling and exhale, lift. Inhale, extend. Exhale, hug your knees into your chest. Straighten the left leg forwards, cross the right leg over for your twist, open the right shoulder. Keep the right knee bent, bring your right forearm down to the floor. Release the left arm, pull it out, left forearm down, we're in that Sphinx pose with the half frog. And then straighten the right leg back, tuck your toes, forearm plank. This time, high plank, right hand down, left hand down. And then heels to the left, side plank, right arm up. If you want more support here, you could tap that left knee down. Lift the right leg, take a breath in. On your breath out, tap your elbow to your knee, so both elbow and knee come together. Inhale, straighten. 2 more, elbow to knee, really squeeze with the right obliques. Inhale. Last one, exhale. Inhale, extend. Exhale, high plank. Look forwards. Step your right foot outside your right hand. Left foot outside your left hand. You're in a really wide forward fold. Take a ragdoll here, so grasp opposite elbows, soften your knees, and just sway a little bit. And then keep the ragdoll arms and round your way up to standing all the way up. Once you get to the top, you guys can see me, you'll take your right hand behind the neck, grab the right elbow with your left hand, and then we'll take a side bend to the left. You might step the right toes out to the right for balance. And then come back to center and we'll switch sides. So left elbow behind the neck, grab it with your right hand, side bend, maybe step the left toes out. And then come back to center, inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold forwards over wide legs. Step your left foot back, inhale. High plank is your exhale. Right foot meets the left. Take a breath in. Child's pose. Tap your knees, shift the hips back. Walk your hands to the left. Lengthen the right side of your body and then come back to center and walk your hands to the right. Back to center, push into your hands, tabletop, and then walk your hands right forwards for puppy pose, last time. Look forward, slide your hips forwards right into Sphinx, straighten your legs, push into the forearms, lift the left elbow, right arm slides underneath. Come to rest for just a breath. And then bend the left knee, hike it up, and then the left arm sweeps up and open, twist. Come all the way onto your back, hug the left knee into your chest. Straighten the left leg, interlace your hands behind the left leg, reach your toes towards your nose. Half happy baby, left hand inside the left knee and then wraps over the foot. And then step your right foot down and find a full happy baby. So same thing on the right side. And then hug both knees into your chest. Catch some momentum as you rock up and down. And find yourself in a boat pose, so balancing legs forwards. We'll do the same thing. Inhale to extend the legs, hover the chest. Exhale, open the knees. A little bit harder if your arms go up overhead. Inhale, extend, 4 more. Exhale to lift. So hands overhead removes the hands for balance. Inhale, 3 more. Exhale, lift up. Inhale. Exhale, lift. Last one. Inhale, extend. Exhale, open the knees, lift. Inhale to hover. Exhale, hug your knees in, come onto your back. Good, straighten the right leg, cross the left knee over, twist. And then keep the left knee bent. Bring your left forearm down. Remove the right arm. You're in that Sphinx pose with a half frog. And then send the left leg back, tuck the toes. Last forearm plank. Left hand down, right hand down, high plank. And then send your heels to the right, side plank on the right hand. Again, you might support your body with the right knee down. Lift the left leg. Inhale. Exhale, elbow to knee. Crunch it in. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale, pull elbow to knee. Last one, inhale. Exhale, squeeze them together. Inhale to reach. Exhale, high plank, left hand down. Look forwards, left foot outside left hand. And then step right foot outside right hand. Ragdoll, grab opposite elbows and switch the clasp. So whatever clasp you normally do, just do the opposite. Nod your head yes and no, shake it out. And then you'll stand all the way up, slowly rounding through the spine. Left hand behind the head. Grab that left elbow with the right hand. Do a side bend to the right. You might step the left toes out. And then come back up. Second side, right hand behind the neck. Grab that right elbow, side bend. And come back to center. Reach both arms up, inhaling. And exhale, fold forwards. Step the right foot back, inhale. Left foot back, plank pose. Take a breath in. Downward facing dog. Hips go up and back. Whatever you like to do in your first down dog of class, it might be pedaling the heels, swaying the hips. And then we'll run through a few sun A's together. So lift your heels and your hips. Bend your knees, look forwards. Get your feet to your hands, hopping or stepping as light as you can get them forwards. Flat back, inhale. Exhale, fold. Stand up, sweep the arms up, big breath in. And exhale, fold forwards. Inhale, heart forwards. Plant your hands, bend the knees. Exhale is chaturanga. You step or hop back lightly. Upward facing dog, inhale. Downward facing dog. Again, inhale, heels lift. Exhale, bend your knees, look forwards. Feet to your hands. Flat back. Forward fold. Stand up, arms rise. Inhale. And exhale, fold. Halfway lift, plant your palms. Bend your knees, take it to chaturanga. If you're hopping back, hop right to chaturanga. Upward facing. And downward facing. All right, so option 2, take a break here, grab some water, or if you're interested in a few more sun A's, you can take a couple more rounds on your own. Hi, Chelsea. This room is filthy.
Mm-hmm. I know.
I feel like we can open these like a little crack. At least. All right, so if you're still moving, take your time. We'll wind up back in a down dog. Once you give yourself a chance to grab some water. For your downward dog, step your feet a little closer together. And then let your hips swing to the right as you bend the right knee. So feeling a stretch on the left side body. Then come back to center and take it to the left, bending the left knee. And come back to center and once more each way, swing the hips to the right. And then to the left. And then come back to center, walk your feet a little bit closer and then really wide to the edges of your mat. Take your right hand, grab the outside of the left leg, anywhere on the leg. Give it a tug, really pull on it and try to twist under the left hand as you move the left hip back. And then right hand down, we'll switch sides. Left hand grabs the right leg, tug on it, look under the right arm, move the right hip back. And then release it, reset your down dog. Sweep your right leg up and back, breath in. Knee into your nose, shift forward, scoop the right knee up and in, like get yourself into the tiniest little package, lift your hips higher. Send the right leg up and back. And then right knee, right tricep, tap it. Stay here, straighten the right leg straight back, one-legged plank pose, and then step the right foot forwards between your hands. Left knee comes down, untuck the toes, and then sweep your arms up. Low lunge. Right hand to your hip, side bend. Reach over to the right. Lengthen the left side of your body. Some of you might want to block here for this. You're going to take your left hand outside the right foot. It's a pretty deep twist, and then your right arm is going to reach up. If this is too much for you, you can always take your left hand inside the right foot, not a big deal. Tuck your left toes, lift the left knee. Push the left leg back, take a breath in. Breath out, right hand inside the left right foot. Turn all the way in, you're in a straddle. So right toes turn in, folding over wide legs. Flat back, inhale. Exhale, left arm up, twist. Twist to the back of the mat. Take an inhale. Exhale, thread the left arm under the right for eagle arm. So wrapping the arms, the forearms together. And then hinge at the waist, stand all the way up. Heels in, toes out, find a goddess pose. Bend your knees, sink the hips low. And then lean to the left, take a side bend. And then turn the side bend into a really big exaggerated circle down towards the floor, and then up and inside the right knee. And then we take it back the way we came, in through the right knee, down, and then up through the left knee. Once you come back to center, sit a little bit lower, push into your feet, stand all the way up, sweeping the arms out and up. And then open up warrior two. Deep bend in the right knee, push the outside of the left foot down. Reverse it, straighten the right leg, inhale, go up and back. And then triangle pose, split the arms open, heel toe the back foot a little bit closer. Send the left hip back, reach the right hand forwards, and take it down to your ankle or your shin or perhaps to a block. Reach the left arm over your ear, inhale. Exhale, turn to face the floor and find a pyramid pose. So grab your blocks for this most likely. Step your left foot a little bit wider and just a little bit closer. And then send your hips back. You can always, you guys use it like in the front of your,
yeah,
with both hands on it.
Yep.
And then think of lengthening the outer right hip back. So it's less about stretching the hamstring as much as you can and more about outer right hip moves back, and that'll naturally lengthen the right leg. Keep the spine long, lift halfway flat back, inhale. Exhale, step the left foot to meet the right, top of the mat, forward fold. Good, halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Stand up, arms rise, breathe in, and fold forwards. Flat back, inhale. Exhale, plant your palms, chaturanga, or skip it, down dog. Left leg lifts, inhale. Knee into your nose, suck it in as tight as you can get it. Send it back, inhale. Left knee, left tricep. Look forward, stay forwards, straighten the left leg, and then step it through. Right knee taps down, untuck the toes, low lunge. So try to avoid just sinking down into the hips here. Push the left foot down, push the right shin down, and see if you can lift up and out of the waist. Left hand to your left hip, and then reach the right arm over, side bend. Then you'll cross the right hand outside the left foot for a really deep twist. It might come onto a block, or if it's too much, the right hand can come inside the left foot. The left arm rises. Tuck your right toes, lift the right knee. Inhale. Exhale, turn to the right for your straddle. Fold over wide legs. And then lift halfway, inhale. Exhale, twist to the back of your mat. Left hand down, right arm up. Breath in here. Right arm threads under the left for eagle arms. Wrap the forearms together. And then hinge at the waist, push your feet down, stand all the way up. Try to lift your elbows up in line with your nose. Good, heels in, toes out, goddess pose. And then we side bend to the left, and then turn it into a big circle down to the center, up through the right. Then we take it back the opposite way, lean to the right, all the way down through the center, and then up to the middle. Sit a little bit lower, lift the elbows up, push into your hands, stand all the way up, sweeping the arms out and up. Warrior two. Reverse your triangle pose, straighten the left leg, inhale. And then open your arms for a triangle, maybe shortening your stance. Right arm over your ear, inhale. Exhale, turn to face the floor, pyramid pose. So your right foot is a little bit wider, a little bit closer. And then focus on shifting the outer hip back, left outer hip back. Keep the spine long so heart goes forwards even as you bow your head. Flat back, inhale. Exhale, forward fold, bend the left knee, step forward. Right foot meets the left. Flat back, inhale. Exhale, fold. Stand up, sweep the arms up. And then take it down, forward fold. Flat back again, inhale. Exhale, option for chaturanga, or you skip it. Down dog is where we'll meet. We'll pause here, quick intermission between sides. Tap your knees down. We're coming into frog. So we've done half frog before. We did that at the beginning when we were in Sphinx pose. I like to flip my mat over on either edge to have a little bit more padding for my knees. When we come into frog pose, we want to think not child's pose, but puppy pose. It's kind of like puppy with really, really wide knees, deep into the hips. So you step your knees as wide as you can get them. And you want to make a 90-degree angle between your hips, your knees, and your ankles. And then instead of hips going back like child's pose, you keep your hips in line with the knees and you crawl your hands forwards. You might take a block with you if you want something to rest your head on. And try to let your hips get heavier here, letting gravity do the work for you. Waiting for the sound of the plant. And we won't be here for too long, but if we were to be here for a while, eventually you might be able to get a little bit deeper. As gravity starts to open the inner hips, you might be able to wiggle the knees a little bit wider or bring your chest even closer to the floor. When you're ready to come out, you crawl your hands back and bring your knees all the way together, and just for a moment, child's pose. So knees together, hips back, pause. And then you'll come back and you'll fix your mat if you flipped it over like I did, and we'll come back to down dog and we'll continue with the sequence that we just started to build. Right leg lifts, inhale. Knee into your nose. Inhale, go up and back. Right knee outside right tricep, try to squeeze it in. Stay here, straighten the right leg, inhale. Exhale, right foot steps forwards. This time, high lunge. Keep the left knee up as you stand up. Right hand to right hip, side bend. Reach your left arm over. And then take it into the twist. Left hand outside the right foot, maybe on a block. Right arm rises. It's a really deep twist. Try to straighten the left leg. Inhale. Exhale, turn to the left, right into your straddle twist. Right hand down, left arm up. And then thread the left arm under the right. So we're moving a little faster this time. Eagle arms, push your feet down, stand all the way up. Heels and toes out, goddess pose, bend the knees. Sit a little bit lower, push into your feet, arms circle out and up, stand up. Warrior two. Reverse your triangle, inhale. And then open your arms up for triangle pose. Reaching the right hand forwards, bringing it down to your ankle or block. Left arm over your ear, breath in. Breath out, pyramid pose. Turn to face the floor, grab your blocks. Set it up the same way. This time, we want to slide the blocks back so they're under your hips. So this is if you have one block, you just use the one block, yeah.
I can hear that very well. So I'm good.
And then take your hands on the blocks and point your fingertips to the back of your mat. Lengthen the outer right hip back. This time we'll lift the left heel, bend the left knee, and send your hips back even more. So left knee is bent, hips are going back. Look forwards, grab the blocks, set the blocks ahead of the right foot, and then lift up into a supported warrior three. Hands are on the blocks, chest goes forwards, left leg goes back. And then you've got the block under your right hand, half moon, lift the left leg up, lift the left arm up. Think of opening up the left side of your body, lift the left leg up a little bit higher. Ooh, this feels good. Warrior two. Gently land. Reverse it, inhale. Extended side angle, right hand inside the right foot, maybe on a block, left arm over your ear. And then see if you can squeeze the right knee into the right tricep a little bit more. And then lean back a little bit more. Inhale. Exhale, left hand to the floor. Flip up the left heel and then tap the left knee down. Left knee comes down. Left hand could be on a block for this. Reach your right hand back, twisted quad stretch. Grab a hold of the left foot. If you don't have the quad stretch, you could also just keep your right hand inside the right thigh and gently move it away from you. One more inhale. Exhale is lizard lunge, right hand inside the right foot. Take the right foot a little bit wider. And left knee is up or down for this for now. For just a few breaths here, left knee is up or down. And then lift the left knee if you haven't yet. Push into your hands, step back to down dog. Right foot steps right back. Step your feet a little bit closer to your hands, so shorten your down dog, and then look forwards. We're going to hop right into malasana. So you'll hop your feet outside your hands. Lift your hips, bend the knees, look forwards, feet outside the hands. Good. Elbows in between your knees, push your hands together, try to lengthen your spine for malasana. Maybe sway a little bit here. Inhale, exhale, forward fold, straighten your legs, heel till your feet back to hips width. Flat back, inhale. Exhale, fold. If you want a crow pose here, you'll take one, otherwise you'll go right back to down dog. So for crow, pressing your hands down, knees outside the triceps, squeeze them in, look forwards, fingertips grip the floor. Oof, that was a fail. Yes. Yes. Holy shit, you're doing it. You're doing it. Finish your thesis, your promos. What's next?
Just, you know, May 16th is the day.
Second side. Left leg lifts up, inhale. Knee into your nose, exhale, scoop the knee up and in. Go up and back, inhale. Left knee, left tricep, try to squeeze it in, look forward, straighten the left leg, and then step forwards, left foot through. High lunge, inhale. Side bend, left hand to your hip, reach the right fingertips, and then cross the right hand outside the left leg, maybe inside if it's too much. Left arm rises. Breath in. Right into your straddle twist, turn to the right, left hand down, right arm reaches up. Right arm wraps under the left for eagle arms. And then push into your feet, hinge at the waist, stand up. Goddess pose, heels in, toes out. Sit lower, but lift the elbows up in line with the nose if you can, and try to squeeze the forearms together a little bit more. And just notice that the more you squeeze the forearms, the more your upper back broadens, so your shoulders separate, shoulder blades separate. Sit lower, push into your feet, arms out and up, stand up. Warrior two. Reverse your triangle, inhale. And then triangle pose is your exhale. Right arm over your ear, breath in. Turn to face the floor for pyramid pose, grab your blocks or block. Lengthen the outer left hip. Push the blocks back so they're under your hips. Take your hands to the blocks, fingertips face the back of your mat. And then lift the right heel, bend the right knee and send your hips back. Keep lengthening the outer left hip back. And then grab the blocks, look forward, supported warrior three. Take the blocks ahead of the left toes, lift the right leg. Heart goes forwards. Then you've got the block under your left hand. You might center it a little bit in front of the left toes. Reach the right arm up for half moon pose. Open the hips. Land in warrior two. Good, reverse it, inhale. Extended side angle, left hand inside the left foot. Maybe on a block, right arm over your ear. And think about squeezing the left knee in a little bit tighter. One more breath in. Breath out, hands to the floor, tap the right knee down. So twisted quad stretch, you might have your right hand on a block, left arm reaches back, and you grab a hold of the right foot. And then release the foot, lizard lunge, so heel to your left foot to the very edge of the mat. And then right knee can be up or down for this. And then lift the right knee up if you haven't yet. Push into your hand, step back, down dog. All right, so some of you have been in class already this week. You know what I'm about to do, what I'm about to show you. So, and you're welcome to watch me if you want before. We are going to, or at least I'm going to, try to hop forwards to a crow pose. So that's an option. You could also do what we did before, which is hop forwards to Malasana, or you could just step forwards to Malasana. I'm gonna use a pillow this time because I don't know why, I'm feeling a little nervous today. So I'm gonna place the pillow at the top of my mat. And the key to hopping forwards to crow is to hop as light as you possibly can. And the way that you get really light is by using your belly, like knee to nose, you pull that in and the feet just like tap to the top of the mat, basically. So I'll try to show you. So I step my feet closer, so I shorten my down dog. And then we do the same thing, lift the heels, bend the knees. Look, I don't know, I'm having anxiety right now. I don't know why.
A big tiger pose right now.
All right, soft landing. Let's do it. Lift the heels, bend the knees, look forward, and you just, yeah. It's a very light hop. So I'm not like, because if I overshoot and I hop really hard, I'm gonna smash my head into the floor and I'm gonna go way too far. So you're going really light. And then as soon as your knees touch the arms, you have to squeeze them in. A little bit better. So if you want to try it, try it. It's nice to have that pillow there, even just for a little bit of, you know, mental support if you're scared about the overshooting and hitting your head down. Otherwise, you're hopping forwards to Malasana or you're stepping forwards to Malasana. And it might take you a few times. That's so much better. So try it a few times if you want, because it takes a few times to kind of gauge the amount of energy and the amount of force that you need to hop forwards. And you might be surprised that it's not actually that much force that you need. So play around with it, and once you're, yeah, or just come into regular crow, Malasana to regular crow. And then once you're done, nice, Joel. Once you're done, child's pose. Malasana is
something like this. Okay.
Yeah. Ideally, you want your heels to be down.
Oh.
Yeah, and then
like that.
And then lift your hips up a little bit more. Yes, good.
Yeah, I can't put my heels down.
That's okay. So we'll take a break. You don't need to hang out there forever, or you can stop. Stop showing.
Jealous of my squat.
Truly. Put your heels down. Okay.
No big deal.
All right, before we move on, we are going to do puppy pose one more time. This time with blocks, if you have them. If you don't have them, not a big deal. With the blocks, it takes it a little bit deeper and it's more of an intense opening in the, basically this is what we're getting into today, the lats. So this place that's kind of right beneath your armpit. And we're also getting the triceps a little bit too today. So puppy is one of the best poses for that. And I like using the blocks because you can get deeper. So I'm gonna put the blocks down top of the mat, place my hands on them, and then walk my knees back until they land under my hips. Yeah, if you want to choose it, you can take the block wide, like the long way, but no, we didn't. And then if you got your hands on the blocks, you can even get it a little bit more intense by pushing your hands into the blocks, and then think of eagle. So the way that your upper back moves in eagle, the shoulder blades separate, the triceps wrap away from each other, and you're almost like pushing the lats down towards the floor. And then we come out of it, lifting up, knees come forwards, and one more variation, elbows to the blocks. This will be more into the triceps. Palms come together, and then you walk your knees back. Ooh, careful. And then you bend your elbows and take your thumbs behind your head. Pushing the forearms down. That sounds pretty crappy for me right now for some reason. And then to come out, same thing, slowly walk the knees forwards. Set the blocks aside, but keep them close. We will need them. And then down dog, we'll move through the sequence one final time. Lift the right leg up and back, inhale. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, shoot it back. Exhale, knee to tricep. Straighten the right leg, inhale. Exhale, step forward. So moving quickly here, high lunge, inhale. Breath by breath, side bend is your exhale. Left hand outside the right foot. Right arm reaches up, inhale. Straddle twist, turn your toes in, take your right hand down, left arm up, breath in. Eagle arms, left arm threads underneath. Squeeze the forearms together, push the feet down, stand up. Goddess pose, heels in, toes out. Sit low, push into the feet. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, warrior two. This time, bend the right arm, take the right hand behind the neck, and then grab the elbow with the left hand, and then reverse it, straighten the right leg, tilt up and back. Ugh, big stretch for the right side body, right tricep. And then open the arms, triangle pose. Left arm reaches over, inhale. Pyramid, exhale, grab your blocks. Most of us will need blocks for this. Shift the blocks back so they're under your hips. Hands to the blocks, fingertips face the back of the room. Lengthen the outer hip back. Pull that right hip back a little bit. And then lift the left heel, bend the left knee, lean back. You want to ideally keep the right leg straight as you can for this. Pushing into your hands a little bit, lift the left heel, pull it into your butt. Set the left foot down. So hard. Walk the blocks forward, supported warrior three. That action of hugging the heel into the butt is a lot of what you need for crow pose, particularly single leg crow. This time, left foot steps down, stand up, hug the right knee in. So right knee is in your right hand. And then we'll take a pretty gentle dancer pose today. So grab the right outside of the right ankle with your right hand, and then lean forwards, kick into your right hand, reach the left hand forwards. Not the deepest back bend ever. In fact, think of it more as a quad stretch. So like bow pose, you kick into the hand. Then you come back forwards, switching legs, right foot steps down, left knee comes in. Twist to the left, left hand reaches back, grab a hold of the right or the left knee with the right hand. Half moon, lean forwards, kick the left leg back, right hand down to your block. Warrior two. Reverse, inhale. Extended side angle, right hand to the floor, left arm over your ear. Breathe in. Lizard lunge, breathe out. Left hand to the floor, flip up the left heel. Take the right foot wide to the outside edge of the mat. And this time we're coming onto forearms. So left knee can be up or down, up to you. If your forearms easily come to the floor, do that. Mine do not because my hips are tight. So I take a block and I place my forearms on the block. And the goal here is to keep the spine long, even though you're pretty close to the floor, even though you might feel like you're rounding forwards. You want to lengthen the left leg back, and then think warrior three in the chest. So reaching the heart forwards, but keeping the tension out of your neck. If your forearms are already flat on the floor for this, you could keep them there. We're coming into dolphin pose from here. Mine are not on the floor, so I'm going to take my left forearm down, set the block aside. As I step my right foot back, my right forearm comes down. Then you step your toes closer to your elbows. Make sure your shoulders are just behind the elbows, not forwards of the elbows. Just like Sphinx pose. Push the forearms down so you don't sag into your shoulders, and see if you can pull them out apart between your forearms. Take a breath in. Tap your knees down on your breath out. Untuck the toes. Hips back. Drag your hands back and come to sit on your shins. Tent your fingertips behind you. Lift your chest. If you want, you can push the hips forwards. If you want, you can drop your head. Inhale. And exhale, hips come down. Crawl your hands forwards, downward facing dog. One last side. Left leg lifts, inhale. Knee into your nose. Up and back, inhale. Left knee, left tricep. Stay here, straighten that left leg, and then step through. High lunge, inhale. Big side bend. And then big twist, right hand outside the left foot. Left arm reaches up, inhale. Straddle twist, turn to the right. Left hand down, right arm reaches up. So you're twisting to the back of the mat. And then thread the right arm underneath the left. Last eagle arms, hinge at the waist, stand all the way up. Heels in, toes out, bend the knees, goddess pose. Sit low, push into the feet, circle your arms out and up. And then warrior two. This time bend the left elbow, take it behind the neck. Grab the left elbow with the right hand. Reverse your triangle pose, straighten the left leg, tilt up and back. And then open your arms up, triangle pose. Right arm over your ear, inhale. Exhale for pyramid. Get your blocks ready. So what we're working towards, I actually don't know what it's called. I've been calling it perch pose. If you guys know what it's called, let me know. Shift the blocks back under your feet. Hands to the blocks, fingertips face the back of the mat. And I have found myself that when the higher the blocks are, the easier this is to do. Lengthen the outer left hip back, back, back. Lift the right heel, bend the right knee, shift back. You could stay here. So what you have to do here is think of knee to nose. So you push the hands into the block. See if you can find a lift in the belly. And then you slowly try to lift the heel without leaning forwards. Push onto the block, scoop the belly up and in. Supported warrior three. Blocks go forwards, come onto the left leg. And then switch feet, right foot down, left knee into your chest. I think I feel it like it's all core because I'm pushing down to lift. So that's a really good pose to practice. I mean, you can't see my face. Really good pose to practice if you're working on single leg crow. All right, so left knee into your chest, dancer pose. Grab the left ankle, lean forwards, right arm forwards, and think of it more as a quad stretch than a back bend today. So kick into the left hand, open that left hip. And then slowly come forwards. We're switching legs again. Step the left foot down, right knee in, twist to the right, right arm reaches back. We'll take it into a half moon, lean forwards, left hand finds the block, reach the right arm up. Step the right toes back, warrior two. Reverse, inhale. Side angle pose. Left hand inside the left foot, right arm over the ear. Breathe in. Lizard lunge, breathe out. Hands to the floor, flip up the right heel. So this time we're doing it on forearms. If your forearms easily come to the mat, that's great. If they don't, also fine. Grab a block, place your forearms on the block. So spine is long, right leg reaches back and the chest reaches forwards, lengthen the sides of your waist. If your forearms are already down on the floor, you can keep them down. One more dolphin pose. I'm going to right forearm down, set the block aside. As my left foot steps back, my left forearm comes down. Last dolphin. Softening your knees a little bit, push into the floor. Try to separate the shoulder blades, expanding the upper back by pushing your forearms down and trying to pull them apart. Tap your knees down. Adding on this time, drag your hands back. Come onto your toes. We're coming into a teeny little squat shape. So you're on your toes, heels are up. Split the knees open like the butterfly legs, and then reach your hands forwards. Forward folding, just drop your head. And then look forward. So hands reach forwards. Put the palms down. Put the forearms down. Knees are already pretty high up on the triceps. Squeeze the knees in, look forwards, shift forwards, lift the toes. You're in a teeny tiny baby crow. So you're putting yourself into the tiniest little shape, and you really have to push the forearms down to lift, and you're scooping the belly in as much as you can. So even though you're so tight and you're so little and you're so close to the floor, you're always using your core to get a little bit lighter. Some people somewhere, I imagine, could come into this from dolphin pose, hopping forwards, just like we did for crow pose, but I don't know. Can any of you do that? Anyone want to demo that? No, I don't. I can't do it. All right. Nice job, you guys. Baby crow. Just a fun, cute little arm balance to practice, and deceptively hard because you really need to use your core to get into the tiniest little shape. And it's so important to have all of this open so you can get your forearms down. Requires a whole lot of hip opening, a whole lot of upper back opening. Let's tent your hands back, lift your chest, maybe the hips press forwards. And then hips come back down, and I'll walk you through a progression of hero pose to open the front of the hips a little bit more. You could sit up on a block between your ankles and stay here for the next few minutes, or you could just sit on your heels for the next few minutes. Or if this doesn't feel like too much, you could open your heels and sit in between your feet. And this is where it kind of starts to get tricky. If you're in this, you want to be mindful of the knees. You don't want tension on the knees here. If you have tension on the knees here, it might be because your quads are really tight, so just something to think about. If this feels like not a big deal, you might start to walk your hands back. And notice how naturally when I walk my hands back, see this arch in my low back, my tailbone's kind of sticking out. I don't want that. I want to scoot my tailbone forwards. So that keeps the low back long. And so that way when I start to walk my forearms down, I don't feel any tension, any crunching in the low back. So maybe you do this, maybe the forearms come down, maybe eventually you come all the way down onto your back, always lengthening the tailbone forwards. And this might not happen eventually, it might sort of happen over time, either today or just over the course of your overall yoga practice. A very slow opening in the thighs. So take it step by step. I'm hungry. Does it feel crappy on your knees, or how does it feel on my hand? No, not crappy on my knees. I think you're right. My quads are tight. Yeah. I feel like my butt's not quite on the ground right now. Yeah. Running will do that. I haven't been running. Sitting will do that. Sitting. I have been doing.
Can't run, can't sit.
Eventually, you'll start to lift yourself up. So yeah, what we were just talking about. Running and sitting can shorten. It shortens your hip flexors because when you think about it, when you're sitting, you're kind of like this, and when you run, it's all about knees. This is terrible, but knees coming in, right? So everything's really shortened. So stuff like back bends, lengthening the hips back is a really good counter stretch for sitting, running, anything like that. Let's do a quick half pigeon on both sides. Unless you'd rather come on your back and do figure 4, that's cool too. Starting with the right side for half pigeon, right knee outside the right wrist. Lengthen that left leg back. Crawling the hands forward. So always thinking about length, kind of just like we did in the lizard lunge. The left leg lengthens back. The chest reaches forwards, the sides of the waist reach forwards. So that doesn't mean tension in the neck, so you keep the head relaxed. And push into your hands, come back to down dog. We'll switch sides. Left knee outside left wrist. Lengthen the right leg back. Crawl the hands forwards.
My right hip is a little tighter than my left hip. It's weird.
That's the same thing on me, yeah.
This is much easier.
Cross-legged in my chair in one direction.
And maybe that's it.
The side that you tend to favor is usually tighter, so my right on everything is all fucked up. It's often also usually stronger.
Mm-hmm.
There's a new sweatsuit on sale now.
Is it sold out yet? From where?
No. It's kind of cool. Bring your hands to the floor.
It's like tight. I love
Downward facing dog. Just on sale at 11. And it sells out really fast. Tap your knees down and come onto your back. So we'll take some back bends just to close all the way down. And I will offer you in a few minutes a final peak pose variation of our back bend. So onto your back, we'll start with a bridge pose. Place your feet on the floor. Take them a little bit closer to your butt. Bring your arms down and then push your triceps down to bring your shoulder blades together. So kind of the opposite of what we've been doing all class. Shoulder blades pull together so your chest lifts. And then you push your feet down, lift your hips up for bridge pose. Reaching your chest towards the back of the mat. If you like, maybe interlacing your fingers and rolling your shoulders under you a little bit more. Let your hips come back down. Heel toe your feet to the edges of the mat and knock your knees in to touch. And we'll do number 2, so reset your feet. Same thing, push the backs of your arms down and notice how when you push the triceps down, it lifts the chest. Keep that lift, push into your feet, lift the hips, bridge pose. If you'd like to turn it into a wheel, you'll take your hands on either side of your ears, keeping the triceps, the elbows hugged in, like chaturanga. And then like a push-up, you push into your hands, straighten the arms. So the final peak pose I'll offer today is wheel on forearms. So your triceps, your lats, all that stuff should be pretty open. If you're interested and you feel confident in your wheel, you'll tap the top of your head down very gently, and then bring one forearm down and then the other. And then just like our dolphin, our forearm plank, you push into your forearms. To come out, you tap the top of your head back down, one hand, then the other, push up, and then chin to your chest. Whew, upper back, mid back, and low back down. Soles of the feet together, knees open wide. And we'll do one final back bend on your own, of your own choice. Bridge or wheel, perhaps a supported bridge, perhaps wheel on forearms, maybe a camel, or really whatever else you feel like doing in this moment. Nice, Octavio. Good. And then once you find your way back onto your back, hug your knees in and just let your knees fall off onto the right. Take a simple twist. Let your left arm open. And then come back to center and just take it to the other side. And then knees back in, and whatever last thing you feel like doing here, whatever last thing would help you feel complete. Could be a supported inversion or a shoulder stand or a happy baby or supta baddha. There's so many options. Something symmetrical. And eventually, whenever you feel ready, you'll start to set up your final shape and take advantage of the fact that you are in the comfort of your own home. So set up Shavasana however you want to. Doesn't matter what it looks like. Doesn't matter what you look like. You could grab a pillow. You could place a towel or a shirt over your eyes. Take up as much space as you want. You might even take your feet wide, your arms wide. And just allow yourself to indulge here in a few moments of stillness. Take a deep breath in and sigh it out. Begin to move a little bit. Fingers and toes, hands and feet. Bring your feet to the floor and hug both knees in. And find your way to a seat. Try to keep your eyes closed just for one last moment before going on with your day. Sit up tall when you get there. Just let the tailbone reach down as the sit bones are heavy. Lift up through the center of your chest, but relax the shoulders until your chin slightly down. Lift your thumbs up to the center of your forehead, and we'll bow to each other in gratitude. Namaste. Thanks, y'all.